Mae Marsh was born September 1894. Why am I having issues? November 9th, 1894 to February 13th, 1968. She was 73. Her first film was Ramona. There's a whole complication thing, and I didn't write it down because I wrote it on the first time, and it just... They said that her father died when she was 4 in a railroad accident, and then her stepfather died in the San Francisco earthquake, and that her aunt took her and her sister to Hollywood. But then, according to the census, like the documents of her childhood, whatever, her stepfather was still alive when they said he was dead, and her father was still alive when she was 6. He was a bartender, and he died when she was 6. So he did die when she was young, but not 4. And he wasn't a railroad guy; he was a bartender. It's just weird. I don't understand. Her last notable role was a flapper in The White Rose, 1923. It was also in The Rat, 1925. She was popular. She was, but she wasn't making as much money for the studio that they would have liked, and they cut her films in half after. She was making 8 films, I believe, a year or a month. I don't know. 8 films a month or a year. I don't know. Something like that. And then they cut it down to 1 a year. She appeared in John Ford films such as The Grapes of Wrath, How Green Was My Valley, Three Godfathers, The Robe, and The Searchers. I have read How Green Is My Valley, and that's a wonderful book. It really is. Was married to Sam Goldwyn, a publicity agent, and had 3 kids. So I think she's the only silent star that I read, except for Mary Pickford. She had kids, but then they were adopted. But this is like Mae Marsh had them. So that's all for her. Like I said, there's not much on her, and honestly, an Intolerance was my favorite. There are other, big silent film stars in it, but she was my favorite. She just had a lot of, lots of facial. Everything was in her face, all her emotions, and I felt horrible for her character in Intolerant. She just broke my heart, and she said nothing. It was just her face and everything. I think silent films are better that way, where they don't tell you what you should be feeling. It's mostly you look at their face, and it's there in their face, and you can sympathize with them without the words, without knowing, what they're thinking. Perfect. She kind of looked like Kirsten Dunst to me a little bit. But yeah. So next is Charlie Chaplin. Buster Keaton, though. Buster Keaton has notes and notes. So I'm going to do Charlie Chaplin, and then I'm going to do Buster Keaton. Well, let's talk about Buster Keaton. Yeah, Charlie Chaplin is next. Goodbye.